Hi, welcome back to Normskitv, looking at all things Arsenal and the transfer market. Not a lot going on in terms of incomings, but I can sort of speak about a couple of players that are going to leave the club or have already left the club. First of all, Eddie Nketiah. He was linked with a move to Bristol City, and I believe there was a number of other clubs that were interested in, namely Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, or kind of seriously looking at him as well, and obviously a Premier League club in Aston Villa. At the moment, we don't know what his fate's going to be. We're probably going to learn it within the next 48 hours what club he's going to end up going to. Now, my preference is, I wouldn't mind if he ends up going to Aston Villa, because he'd be playing in the Premier League. Albeit that Aston Villa are sort of fighting relegation, but at least he'd be playing in the Premier League and hopefully getting game time. So for me, I hope he goes to Aston Villa. But if not, as long as wherever he goes to, that he will get game time. So I know when he was with Leeds, he was just brought in as a sub, and it looks like the manager didn't really like him as such. So he's ended up coming back to Arsenal in January. So we just have to make sure that the deal gets done and he ends up at a club that's going to give him plenty of game time. Right, let's move on. We're linked with a defender, which is Christian Kabasele, who currently plays for Watford. He's 28. Currently, I know Man United are also eyeing him as well. But the thing is, what it looks like is that he looks like he's ready to sign an extension to his deal at Watford to 2024. I don't know whether Arsenal could go in there and test Watford and see, what, just test their resolve, really. I mean, he was bought back in 2016, I believe, for 6 million, and he's been one of their best defenders. He didn't play in the last game because he was suspended for that game, so it wasn't because there was speculation that he was linked with us why they kept him at the game. It's just purely because he was suspended. So let's not get excited yet, but where it comes to defenders and our numbers, we are very short in that area. We've got a lot of injuries in terms of our defenders. We've got Callum Chambers, who's out for the rest of the season. We're looking at 9 months in total, so he's out. We're only left with Holding, Socrates, and David Luiz, and then Kieran Tierney and Bellerin, they're also injured as well. So we in the defence area, we are very sort of restricted and limited, and obviously got loads of injuries there. So Christian Kabasele, he's a possibility. He plays in the Premier League. He knows the Premier League. I don't know what Watford would be asking for him and whether they will let him go. I mean, if he does end up signing that extension, then it might be something that we may have to look at in the summer. I know we're linked with other players like Upamecano and Jerome Boateng. So it's difficult at the moment to say how Arsenal are thinking. I mean, we'll probably get somebody on loan, but who it will be, don't know. Arsenal are keeping us guessing at the moment, but we need to get cover in the middle of defence. So Christian Kabasele is 28. I think he's got 2 caps with Belgium, so he's maybe a player to look at, but we'll just wait and see. Okay, we talked about players leaving the club. Definitely we have confirmation of Konstantinos Mavropanos. He's completed his move, loan move to FC Nuremberg, and again, as I said, with our defensive crisis, Arteta's let him go. Really, the guy has not really had much game time with Arsenal. He's only played from the time that he's joined Arsenal. He's only played 2 Premier League games, and that was one against Leicester. He got sent off, and the other one was against Man United. So he's only had 2 Premier League games. I think he's played in the Europa League against Standard Liège, but his game time has been very limited. But he's now signed for FC Nuremberg, hoping that he will get as much game time as possible. It's absolutely essential that this guy gets some minutes under his belt, because at the moment he's just not playing at all. And then for us, it's difficult. When your player doesn't have minutes and they come on, it's very hard for them to get up to the speed of the game. So he really needs to be playing. He's only 22. Maybe when he comes back in the summer, Arteta can sit him down and really work with him and just make sure that he's in terms of his injury crisis, and just making him feel more confident and get him to come back and come back with some confidence. I think that's the main thing. We need him to come back with confidence, so that we look forward to the other new defender that's coming in, which is Saliba, who's already on loan to St. Etienne. We all know about Mustafi as well. Just to say, that deal is still pending. His representatives have gone out to Turkey to try and seal a deal with Galatasaray. His wages are about 85,000. Whether Galatasaray can afford that, not too sure. They may take him possibly on a loan till the end of the season, with the option to buy him. I mean, for me, he's run his race with Arsenal, and it's time that he leaves the club now and just restart his career somewhere else, because he's not going to get back into he's not an Arsenal player. He just switches off. He's not just one for us. So I hope that deal gets done quickly. Talking about I saw something in the Mirror, and that's Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. We know that this guy, I think is one of the top billionaires in Forbes. I think he's about the 96th richest man in the world. He's got a personal wealth, or estimated wealth of around 14.4 billion. It's a lot of money, and he's talking about wanting to take over Arsenal, possibly buy them in 2020. But if nothing happens, then maybe 2021. I mean, he wants Arsenal. I believe he's an Arsenal supporter. We can see he's got the money to do it. The Kroenkes aren't really spending, and if this guy puts his money where his mouth is, then he's going to be able to, help us, go into the transfer market and to really reinvest, especially with players. We need to really invest in good, top quality players. I mean, we need to get back into the Champions League. That's important, because it's all right saying we've got the money, but are we going to attract the players? And if we're not playing Champions League and we end up playing Europa again, we're not going to get the players, I call the top quality players. We may get the next level down, but we want the top quality players, so that we can sustain consistently, staying in the top 4, and then to start to just really build from there, because we're going to be a long way away from catching the likes of Liverpool and Man City. They've done in terms of the way they're running their club right now, they're running it like an oil machine. So we've got to make sure that that if there's any truth in it, and this guy can buy out Stan Kroenke, then great. But with Stan Kroenke holding 100% of the club, stake in the club, it's going to be a difficult one, knowing that Arsenal to him is a cash cow. I mean, he knows that he's making money out of Arsenal, so Whether he will be up to selling the club, who knows? But there's talk of this Dangote guy looking to try and buy Arsenal in 2020. We'll just see what happens and see, you know, how it all pans out. But you know, Stan Kroenke is not good for our club, and we do need somebody that is going to love the club. Definitely, we're going to need someone that's going to love the club and is going to want to invest in the club and obviously take us on to better things. Listen, as I say, there's not much in terms of incoming. We just have to just wait and see. It's very quiet at the moment. Not a lot coming out of the club with regards to who we're going to bring in, but I hope that we do get in a one or two players, one being a central defender. If it's going to be loan, we need to do it as quick as possible. Time is ticking, and we really need to make sure that we get somebody in. I don't know if we're going to be looking at any midfielders in terms of central midfielders or defensive midfielders. I don't know what the situation is with Lucas Torreira. He came off in the Crystal Palace game at half time with a muscle injury. I'm hoping that it's nothing too serious and that he'll be ready to come back for the game against Sheffield United. And talking about the game against Sheffield United, I will be doing a preview to that game, looking at the team selection and hoping that, you know, we take the 3 points. We are missing Pierre Aubameyang through a red card, so you know we are now kind of short on strikers, but we've got Martinelli there. Obviously Lacazette, who's playing down the middle and up front, he's going to really need to get his shooting boots on. He's going to really need to step up. Mikel Arteta spoke about the team having to step up now that Aubameyang is going to be missing 3 games. The team collectively is going to have to step up. We need to make sure that we get goals from all areas. At the moment, we're relying on Aubameyang, who's scored I think 14 Premier League goals, and then next after that is Lacazette with 5 and Pepe with 3. So we haven't got a lot going on when it comes to the amount of goals that we're getting from our forwards. We need more from our midfield to contribute to help us, you know, move at the table. So you can see from our goals for and also against that, you know, we're way down there. So like I said, you need to get your shooting boots on. Sheffield United are not going to be an easy side, very organised, and it's going to be difficult to break them down, but we've got to win that game to start making progression at the table. Look, listen, I'd like you to please like, share and subscribe, and for those people that have subscribed, I really like to thank you very much for supporting me. As I said, it's new. You know, I'm into, I can't remember the days now, I've been doing it now, maybe a week and a bit, and I'm enjoying it, and long may it go on. And just want to shout out to a couple of the Arsenal mans them who I've been chatting with. Thanks for your support, thanks for your tips, and hopefully we'll move on to some big things. But at the moment, starting small, it's going to take my time, but really looking forward to what we're going to be doing in the future. Listen, I'm out of here. Take care.